And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm.
Here are the 7 mind games men play and how to spot them. This is when a man plays with your mind and it pushes your limits to see how much he can get away with. Now, this can be him pushing your limits to send him nudes, him wanting you to send them even though you've told him you're uncomfortable. Even though you've told him that you're not that type of person who takes that type of content, and he manipulates you into feeling guilty for not sending him those photos. An example could be he says, oh, well, what am I going to do because I'm so far away? If you don't want to satisfy me, then who's going to satisfy me? That in itself is a manipulation tactic. Another example of him pushing your limits is him financially abusing you. This is becoming very common in relationships where the woman is being financially abused. Another way that he can manipulate and test and push your limits is by invalidating your feelings. Whatever you say, this is how I feel, he discredits it.
No!
That is another way that the man is messing with your mind. Number 2, uses silent treatments to win wars. This is usually after a disagreement where the person ignores you, completely ignores you like you don't exist, just so that you can come back and apologize to them. This actually happened to me in 2019, where the person would temporarily block me on WhatsApp and take no accountability for his behavior and what had happened. And usually this kind of person knows that you are easily manipulated. They know that when they ignore you, you will become desperate for their attention and go back to them. Rules are unrealistic because they only disadvantage you as the woman. His life continues to run fine. This could be anything from you no longer allowed to wear trousers. You now need to wear skirts now that you're dating me, or now that you're in a relationship with me.
No! No!
It could be as ridiculous as you no longer allowed to go to a gym with men. You now need to go to a gym that only has women now that you're with me in a relationship. Another example on him creating unrealistic rules is him saying to you, well, I'm not going to introduce you to my circle as yet because you're not my wife, Yet he claims that you are dating exclusively. Now, this could be at a restaurant. This could be at work with his colleagues. This could be other women. He just can't seem to stop himself from flirting with other women in front of you. Now, this is a mess, and he knows exactly what he's doing. He is messing with your head. He wants you to feel insecure. He wants you to feel like you are not enough. You are not good enough for him. Hence, he still has a wandering eye. Hello, dearest one. My name is Noglunga, a relationship and personal development coach. Now, if you are struggling with any of the manipulation tactics that I have mentioned, you are welcome to click the link in my bio and book yourself a 90-minute session with me where we will explore the underlying issues around you accepting such poor treatment, as well as give you practical tools to navigate the situation and help you take your control back as well as your power. Talks about his ex all the time. Whether he's comparing you to her by saying, I used to tell so-and-so the same thing, or he's sharing her accomplishments with you and saying, so and so has achieved this and that, and this is doing that. Whether he's talking about things the ex used to do for him, all he's simply trying to do here is make you want to match up with her. Still trying to mess with your head.
Ungavumi girl.
He could also prioritize the ex over you. Drop you and say, but I really need to go help her with this. She doesn't have anyone else to help her with this. He's messing with your head, baby girl. Make a plan. See it, observe it, take a decision, and don't stand for it. Ghosts you, and ghosts you often. He calls you, picture this, he calls you, he makes arrangements and says, we're going on a nice date or whatever. And then on the day you are dressed, full face beat to the works. You can't find him on the phone. He didn't message to say he wasn't coming. You are now sick, worried about his safety and whether, something has happened to him. Meanwhile, he's fine. He's just, he's prioritized something else. That man is messing with your head. And he can come back the next day, say when he calls you, he can say to you, there was no network. He can say the phone battery died. He can say his car broke down. He can also say it's work. And he will use anything that will invalidate your feelings regarding the decision that he took. When he says work, you're not going to say, argue with the boss. You're not going to do that. When he says his car broke down, it really sounds reasonable. When he says there was no signal wherever he was, all of these tactics are to get in your head, to push your limits, to see if you said this is the line, how far can I push the line? How far can I push her and she'll still stay? How far can I, ill-treat her and she'll continue to stay so that I can better control her? This man makes it hard for you to know where you stand with him. He can call you and text you for days. You think, oh my goodness, this is it. He's serious. And he can even take you on dates and you guys or adult relations. And then he suddenly distances himself from you, leaving you wondering, oh my goodness, what did I do now? And then he can come back and do the same thing again up until he needs another fun time from you. Another scenario is a man that tells you he's planning a romantic getaway. Now, some men actually enjoy getting you excited in anticipation when he knows it's not going to happen. This can easily be him saying to you, oh my goodness, I'm planning this weekend getaway, save the dates, leave your calendar open. And then as time goes, there are no updates or communication about the trip, and eventually the trip never happens.